Prepare to be amazed as we dive into another episode of Wham Bam Securitycam. Daring criminals, scary visitors, adorable animals, and more await you, and you won't find these fan-submitted videos anywhere else. Here we go. This Jeep belongs to Kyle, and it's been parked here for about 6 months. It was meant to be a project car for him to work on with his daughter, but after what you're about to see, the project will end up being more difficult than he'd planned. While making a delivery, a gig driver left her vehicle in drive before it rolled into and under Kyle's Jeep. A few minutes later, she came running back to her car before going back and forth around the two vehicles, trying to figure out what to do. Obviously, what she should have done was take responsibility for her mistake, but what do you think she ended up doing? Post your theory in the comments while we watch her try to rescue her trapped car. At one point, it looks like she tried to push her car out from under the Jeep, which obviously didn't work. Finally, she managed to get inside her car through the passenger door before reversing out from under the Jeep, leaving it pushed up on the sidewalk and against a retaining wall. Now for the moment of truth. Did she take responsibility or did she just take off? Yep, she fled the scene. You don't get a prize if you were right, but we are giving away a Wham Bam Securitycam hat later in this episode, so keep watching. After a lot of research, talking to his neighbors, and emailing the delivery company, Kyle finally identified the driver, and she got a visit from the police. Kyle told us she was charged with felony hit and run and cited for driving without insurance. Sadly, the Jeep was totaled, and we don't think Kyle plans to work on it after all. If you thought that was crazy, hold on because we're just getting started. Our next video comes from a submitter who filled us in on all the juicy details. After his neighbor got into a heated argument with his ex, she took out her frustration on his pickup truck. She made sure to get clear of the pickup, but not before lining it up to smash into a power pole. Our submitter told us she ran back to her own car and fled the scene. Minutes later, his neighbor discovered his pickup and our submitter called the police. He doesn't know if the neighbor's ex was given a citation once police caught up with her, but he did tell us his neighbor is pressing charges for her vandalism of his pickup. Here comes another hit and run. Once again, the driver fled the scene, leaving it up to the city to come out and fix the sign. Eric told us he'd just been coming out to mow his lawn. That could have been a close one. Thankfully, nobody was harmed in this hit and run, aside from the poor stop sign. The hit and runs don't stop. Victor was in a grocery store parking lot with his family when a pickup driver attempted to park next to his Model Y. Sadly, the driver misjudged the turn and crunch! Before Victor and his family realized what had happened, the pickup driver had taken off. Thanks to Victor's Securitycam system on wheels, he'd captured a great shot of the pickup's license plate. Victor told us there was a noticeable dent in the Tesla after the impact, and he's now waiting for a repair estimate. He also told us he loves watching Wham Bam TeslaCam every Sunday with his stepdad Carlos. We hope you like watching Wham Bam Securitycam too, but don't tell Wham Bam we stole one of his Sentry Mode submissions. One more Sentry Mode video can't hurt. This one comes from Sean after he'd parked his Model 3 outside a home improvement store. He told us he usually parks far away to make sure nothing comes near his Tesla, but on this frigid day, he made an exception. I've got a bad feeling about this. Sure enough, the one time he'd parked closer to the store, the wind caught the door of a pickup and slammed it into the side of his Tesla. Based on the driver's reaction and his efforts to ensure his passenger's door didn't do the same thing, Sean believes it was an honest mistake. Sadly, the pickup driver didn't leave a note, but Sean told us he couldn't find any damage. Either way, he wanted to remind everyone to be careful and respect the property of others. Okay, after all that, I think we're ready for the best part of any Securitycam episode. No, not the hat giveaway, but that's still coming up. I was actually talking about CuteCam. This submitter sent us a video of some ducks visiting with their ducklings. It looks like our submitter even put out some water for them. Aw, how nice. It looks like they're loving the opportunity to swim and enjoy the fresh salad bar. Thanks for making a safe place for the ducks to relax, and thanks for sharing your video with us. Here are some photos he took as well. This submission from Steven features more birds. Yikes! I think I prefer the ducklings. Okay, that was uncalled for. These vultures are actually a pretty cool cleanup crew. Still, the reason why they're visiting Steven might be a concern. He told us they were there to thank me for the hearty meal I threw out the back door. Okay then. I guess we'll leave it at that. Ruben told us his neighbors had rented a truck to help them move out of their house, but sadly, it didn't come with a trained driver. After attempting to reverse around a fence and hitting some branches, the driver gave it another try. This time, things went even worse for him. The impact made the entire fence shake, and the sound was so loud it prompted Ruben to check his cameras to see what had caused it. He told us the people responsible never did contact the owner of the fence, so Ruben provided them with his security cam footage. They in turn called the police and made a report. Evidently, a fence post had been split entirely in half, and there was other damage down the length of the fence as well. Even after all that, the driver couldn't avoid hitting the same branches with the rental truck. Teal told us he installed a shocking barrier around his beehives to protect them from attack after a local bear had tipped them over. When the bear returned, discovering Teal's new fence sure was energizing for him. Don't worry, the bear wasn't harmed in the making of this video, although he probably learned to keep his nose out of Teal's beehives. In fact, Teal told us the bear now gives the beehives a wide berth whenever he comes around. I guess the deterrent worked. Kate had her own bear visit, but this one wasn't there for Honey. We can hear the bear knocking over garbage cans just off camera. After failing to find anything of interest, he went walking down the path like he owned the place. That's a little scary. I guess you shouldn't stay out too late if you live in Canada. Here's another scary submission from Kate, which she described with this caption: "Teenagers are just weird." As former teenagers, we agree. We're thankful your teenager was so willing to contribute to our channel. Speaking of contributing, it's time to thank everyone who sent in their videos by giving away a Wham Baam Securitycam hat. The first of 5 hats we're giving away goes to Kate. Congratulations! We'll be shipping your hat soon, but there are still 4 more to give away. To enter, send in your Securitycam videos using the link in the description. Each video we feature is another chance for you to win. In the meantime, check out this episode to see what happens when hit-and-run drivers get caught. Or if you want to see more bears, watch this video featuring a whole family of bears getting their grubby paws on our submitter's Tesla.
Wham! Bam, we got a Patreon man. Please support the show.